Hey guys, welcome back. It's Dave. Well, we're in a new game. This guy is called Framed Squared. And last episode we really got started, so let's just jump right back in, all right? I have two new variables that I wanted to create as an addition to the second version of the game. They weren't in the first version of the game. And the first one is a timer. And the timer, I thought, could be a way for us to get the players to have to try to figure out how to solve the puzzle in a certain amount of time. And Stagecast time is a little different than real time. There really isn't a way to gauge actual seconds or anything like that. So I'm just, for now, going to set this to, let's say, 1,000. And we're going to, I haven't done this before, so we're going to have to toy around with this and see how that works. And then this guy, I'm just going to kind of keep down here as a mystery. Okay, I don't want you guys to see that, all right? All right, so what else can we do to get started today? Let's see, one of the things I want to do is I want to grab frame, and I want to put it, can I get it in there? Yeah. I want to put it in the follow me. Because when we solve it, we're going to want to be able to have a button that will let us go to the next level, which means this guy is going to move. Okay, so he's in follow me. We learned that back in the evaluation version. All right, so what else should we do today? Well, let's see, there's a couple things. Let's talk about mode. All right, so we've got hard and we've got easy. Okay. This little mock-up up here is not real, but let's just pretend that this was a real stage, okay? We'll create a couple of rules. Now, the rules have to be associated with a character, okay? I'm going to use our frame character because it's the only one of its kind anywhere on the screen. Okay, so just like we see over here, we've got the ability to run rules, okay? So we're going to say easy mode. And, well, let's see. We're going to say if you press E, that's easy mode. All right, so for now, here's what we're going to do. We're just going to do a couple of things. First of all, mode has to be easy. And then we're actually going to, we want to turn the grid on, but it's already on. So watch what we can do. You see that? Put true into showing grid. You see? Okay, so that should be good. All right, so I'm going to say done. All right, now there's easy mode. So now let's try the other one. Hard mode. Okay, come back over here. And we're going to say H for hard mode. And two things are going on. We're going to say hard, put hard into mode, right? And we're going to turn off the grid, okay? All right, we're going to hit OK. All right, so now let's test it. I hit E, grid pops on. This goes to easy. I hit H, grid turns off. I'm in hard, okay? Now, there is something I want you to see, though. If we were to come back up here and try E, do you notice? We can't get into easy mode, okay? Again, it's because something else is in there, okay? So the first part was correct. We wanted to make it so that it was just us. But to correct these, we've got to be able to tell it, I don't care what is in here, okay? And we're going to do the same thing with this guy. I don't care what else is in there, okay? All right, let's give it a shot. Easy, hard. Let's try one of the other ones. Easy, hard. Now, I want to run a test here that I didn't run a test on before. Yeah, good. Okay. Notice that? Now we're locked. Game is over. So I'll hit start, come back here. Okay. All right, so let's save that. There's one last thing that has to happen with these modes, all right? And it has to happen on these dots, okay? So I am just going to go into one of these dots, doesn't matter which one. And I need to create a new local variable that we'll call type, okay? And actually, I'm going to go into this one, all right? If I change this one, it should change all those, and I'm hoping that I don't have to do it the long way. If I do, I'm just going to delete them all. So we're going to say normal. Okay, so if I say normal there and I open up one of these guys, yeah, see? Perfect, perfect. Okay, so by default, we're going to assume that these dots are those. Okay, let's see. Let's do a little house cleaning here. Frame dots. Okay. All right, so now we've got a couple of things. This guy, not this guy. Oh, I showed you this before. I wanted this guy, but I double clicked and it actually was bringing this up because this is on top of this. But if I click here, I get this pop up. I want this guy. Okay. This guy is start. Okay. This guy is end. Okay. Then I want to pick just a couple and I want to change their type to easy. One, try this one. Easy. Let's see. I don't want to do this one because you can't move this guy there. Let's see. So I want to make it look real. Easy. Okay. All right. So now I'll save that. So what we have to do now is we have to create some rules, and we're going to say show hard. Okay. And I'm going to delete that because what I really want to look at is type. Okay, so I'm going to bring this down, and I want to say if type is normal, it's one of these. Okay. I also want to say, I want to think about this. If it's normal, it means it's not one of these green guys, right? I also want to say, how can I do this? How can I do this? Maybe we should do it the other way. What if we said if appearance, all right, how about this? We'll do it this way. If the appearance is contained, and we saw this in a previous video too, we're going to make use of this interesting piece. In either normal or easy. Okay, yeah, we'll do it that way. So show hard mode. So if the mode is hard and the appearance of this character is contained in normal or easy, this is kind of a way of maybe saying or. So you're saying if your appearance is normal or easy, see that? Then we can do something. What this is going to also let us do is make sure that the exit and the start won't change, all right? And this is hard. So then what we want to do over here, and we can do that from this as well, is we want to make sure that the appearance is this. And I don't know if this will work. Yeah, good. Put hard into appearance, okay? All right, so now we'll try the other one. We'll say show easy. And again, we'll start over here. I'm going to get rid, actually, we'll keep this. If the appearance is contained in, and this time I'll do it a little differently, I hope. Yeah, see, if I click here, it turns yellow, and then I'll just hit delete on my keyboard. And I want to say if it's contained in normal or easy, all right, and mode is easy, then I get to do this. All right, now this time I can't drag it because it's set to hard. So what I'll do here is I'll say easy. You see that? Okay, now that turned on, so I'm just going to hit back up one. Okay. All right, so I'm going to save this. Now we're going to give it a shot. Okay, let's try easy. Okay, now, well, what happened? Let's try hard. Okay, so now we got to see what's going on here. I'm going to close this down for a minute. Let's double click one of these. Show easy. All right, I want to hit play easy. All right, it's not catching it. So now we're going to do some testing. Show easy should have showed pink. I'm going to hit test up here. Okay, the green here says that that was good. Something over here was wrong. It says if the appearance is contained in normal or easy. All right, and it's saying that it wasn't. The what did we do? What did we do? Oh, okay. I'm sorry, guys. It's supposed to be this. If type is contained in, that's what it should have been. Normal or easy, not appearance. Sorry, I'm going too fast here. If the type variable is contained in normal or easy, so that's show easy, we're going to have to do the same thing to this guy. So we'll say, and actually, let's see if we can fix it quicker. Can I? Yes, I can. Perfect. If type is, yeah, perfect. Okay. You did see that part of easy worked because the grid turned on, right? All right, so, and this turned as well, see? All right, so let's try that again. Ooh, that was weird. Let's go to hard. Okay, well, that's a little wrong. Oh. Goodness. I'm going way too fast. All right, so let's try this again. I'm sorry. If type, oh my goodness, I can't believe this. If type is normal. Oh, wait. If type is normal or easy, why didn't that work? If type is normal would work, but I'm trying to say if you're on hard and you're not normal, you're easy. If your type is, all right, let's try this. If your type is easy, but mode is hard. Okay, all right, I think that's right. Let's try this one. Oh, I did that one. Easy. Yeah. Okay. So if your type, okay, that's right. I was like, why is it doing all of them? Easy. Come on. I don't want everything. There it goes. There it is. Yeah, perfect. All right, save it again. Let's try it again. It's on hard. Everything looks good. Let's try E. Perfect. H. Good. And then one thing I noticed when we were toying around is that we're still at moving one at a time. I'm going to say moving at the same time. Then it should be much faster. See that? Okay. I'm almost wondering if I could do something else. And I don't know if I can do this. Oh, bummer. I had the thought of making it show you. So if I run this again and I go to easy, putting numbers on these like 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3 to tell the person you're going to go through this one first, then that one. But I don't think so. I think I'm going to leave it like that. Okay, so easy and hard are good. Okay. All right. What's the next piece? I think we're going to close this guy down, and we're going to go back to frame. And let's see. Difficulty modes. There's only 2 rules, but they're taking up space, so I'm just going to hide them in here. Okay. And again, if these are above these, then it'll always look for an E or an H before it looks for movement. I want to come in here, and I want to say, if it's possible you can move, then we need to add to your terms. So I'm going to add 1 to your terms. All right, so I want to add that to each of these rules. Add 1 to terms. Add. Now see, look at that. It's picking it up. See, so I got to change this. Add 1 to terms. Add 1 to terms. Okay. Then I'm just going to come over here and change that back to 0. Okay. All right. So now if I start playing this and I look down at the global as I'm moving around, you see that? It's counting my turns. You see that? Okay. Put that back. Put that back. All right. All right. What else can we do? How about in my first version, I was using the entire top row as kind of our status bar. So I think I'm going to do the same thing on this version. So I'm going to move this down a little bit. I'll move this maybe over here. Okay, so this entire top row is going to get replaced by stuff that we don't want. Okay, the problem is if I introduce a new character here, look, I can move up there, you see. I don't want that to happen. Okay, and I don't know if you remember or not from our previous videos, this vertical is, I believe, a 14. Yeah, you see that, 14. Okay. I also want to check something else out. So I'm going to go into stages. I'm going to double click this. Yeah, here, wrapping left and right, wrapping up and down. I do not want them to be able to wrap. Wrapping means if I go off the top, I come up the bottom. If I go off the left, I come up the right. I don't want that to happen. All right. So the game screen is going to be, you see that? You cannot go off the screen. Okay. All right. So that fixed that problem. But the other problem is, and I think really it's only going to affect up. We need to put another check in here. We need to say, okay, do you look like the frame? Did you press the up arrow? And is your vertical less than 14? Now again, this is an example of one of those places where it's looking at that anchor. And remember, our anchor is right here. You see that? Okay, so I'm going to say done. So now this time, and we'll actually just move this star over here to show us, I should not be able to move. Oh, I did. Uh-oh. So that's telling us something. All right, if I put it there, what does it say our vertical is? Yeah, that's right. It's saying 13, so that's perfect. So why is this having a problem? Oh, it is. Okay. Okay, I'm going to say, and our vertical is less than 12. 12. Yeah, okay. So put them down here. Okay, so we should be able to move up. And oh, well, that's weird. Okay, no, what happened? Why did that? So now it's saying, no, less than 13. That should be fine. Did I miss something? I'm going to have to go back and look at the video. Yeah, there we go. All right. I don't know why. Yeah, there must have been something there. You see, so I can't go up into the top. Okay, so that's perfect. That's going to allow us to have that top bar to do stuff in. Okay. All right, we'll hide this. These are all good. All right, we're going to save that again. So, what can we do up there? Well, let's see. We will. Let's see, what are we going to do? Let's call this info. We like to use info characters. All right. Let's see, what color should our bar be? You know me, I'm a purple-holic. So let's make this purple. Okay. And we're going to call this bar. And we can take this bar and position it, oops, all the way across the top. There we go. Okay, so that'll help us ensure that we can see stuff up there. And what are we looking at? About 8 minutes left. I got a little timer that I can look at so that I don't have to keep popping up and seeing stuff. Let's see. How about turns? All right, so turns. Let's see. How could we do this? Let's go back into here. We'll do a new, and I'm going to try something different this time. Maybe, what's going to show up? How about a bright yellow? And I want it to be circles in this program are not the greatest. I'm trying to make an arrow is where I'm trying to go here. And then, can I do that? Ooh, too wide. Too wide. That's weird. No, that's not going to work. Okay. All right. Lack of a better idea. Let's try turns, colon. No. Turns, colon. Okay. Remember, if we're going to bring in this variable, right, we need to have at least, let's see, okay, it's right there, like this. Okay. And let's grab one of these, turn it into turns. We're just going to place it up here for now. We're not sure how this thing is going to finish yet, so we're fine. I'm going to bold this and maybe make it one step bigger. And I don't know if the coloring is right. Maybe that should be a different color. Yeah, I think I like that. And actually, I think it needs to be bigger even. Oops. Oh yeah. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Okay. Oh, that's weird. There we go. Set that to 0. Okay, so now as we start playing, yeah, that works. Perfect. Okay. I was considering the possibility of an undo command. I'm going to make use of this, but this is not that special variable for later. Cheated. And we're going to say no. If they choose to do an undo, then this cheated would get set to yes. And then when they finish the level down here, it would say they solved it, but they solved it by cheating. Okay. So we want them to be able to do that too. Okay. See, this we can put anywhere we want. So later on we'll figure out how we want that to work. So let's see if we can't maybe get started on cheating. Now, in order for the cheat to work, the game is going to need to know where the frame was. Do you see that? So what I want to do there is to go into frame, and we're going to open up its local variables, and we are going to create two variables in here, and we're going to call it H and V, okay, to go along with horizontal and vertical. But these two should be set to the last location, all right, that it occupied. And we're going to see if this is going to work. I'm going to go into a general movement rule, and we'll use down as our test. So what I want to do, let's make this narrow. We don't need that much room. Okay. And I hope I can do it here. If I do this, it says 1, 3. If I do this, it says, now it still says 1, 3. But was that this one or this one? I'm going to try it and see. Here's what I want to do, and you'll see it happen actually down here. I want to grab horizontal, plop it in there. Grab vertical, plop it in there. Now what I'm not sure about is if it's the new position or the old position, so we're going to have to see. So we're going to leave this open. Now, oh look, it says 113, but let's just see what happens. We're going to go down 112. Yeah. Now, okay. All right, so that's not going to work. Okay, we'll have to do this in a different way. We'll hit stop. We're going to, I was using down. We're going to get rid of, oops, that one and that one. All right, we're going to get, and then we can say done. We're going to get rid of this one and this one. And instead, we're going to put them over here. And we'll call it old H and old V. All right. And we are going to create a new rule that says update position. Let's see if this is going to work. Okay. And again, if you're the frame and you don't care, whoops, you don't care what else you got. All right, we want to take your horizontal, put it in there, And see this, and vertical, come on, vertical, put it in there. All right, and you can see, there it is. All right, and again, 111, right, 11, 12, 13, okay. Now, move this up here, hit play, 113, so that works as well. So this will, what's going on? Work for us. This rule will have to always happen. So we're going to make a drawer, but we're going to call this guy a do all and continue. All right, and I don't know what I tend to call this constants, and I'm just going to toss that in there. So now it'll always do this, but then look, see, it's trying to do the others as well. So now, as I move, you can see in the global down there that that's working as well. Okay, let's put that to 0. What I'm hoping is going to be able to happen, and I can hide this, is that we can get this to do. Oh, wait a minute, is that going to work? Okay, I see we're out of time in this episode. Okay, let me give this some thought between now and our next video, and we'll start off our next video talking about the cheat. All right? Okay. I'm sorry about this episode. I was a little clunky. I'll try to be better in the future. All right. This is Dave. We're in Stagecast, and hopefully we're going to get this thing on the road. All right. See you later. Bye-bye.